Hello, all my Taurus. I love you guys. You all are about to have an incredibly powerful year. Taurus, this is your homework family reading for the month of January. And if you've never followed any of these readings before, what I call the homework family readings, I did them a couple years back and I'm just bringing them back out. Anyway, there's a way that you need to understand to follow these readings properly, and I'm going to try to explain real fast. But if you see the little green line on the screen that's going across with that little banner, that also helps you to understand how to look at these readings, because the way spirit gives it to me before I get into the reading itself is spirit gives it to me in the fact of, technically, every human being has 5 astrological charts that are running for them at one time. Now, I cannot get into all 5 because this is a universal reading, but I am going to be kind of bouncing around at how I do this. That's why I tell you, you need to understand how to listen. This is for anybody who is a Taurus, sun, moon, or rising, and try to follow it from the fact of your sun, moon, or rising. If you are a sun sign, I am getting into the core of who and what you are. This is your character, your personality. This is the inner you that maybe only those who are really up close and personal and really know you really well see, but otherwise, it's the hidden in you that you haven't fully brought out yet. Now, if you are a moon Taurus, I'm getting into your emotional standpoint as well as your physical body and why it is acting the way it is emotionally and physically. And then if you are a rising Taurus, I am getting into the fact of, this is where your manifestation is coming from, your 3D reality and how you are viewing life. And I want you, see that spirit, they want you to apply this according to how you fit in these. And then go back and listen to either your sun, your moon, or your rising. This is not a horoscope. But like I said, this is the closest I can get to giving you all 5 of those charts at one time, but I'm doing it from a universal standpoint. Now, with that being said, Taurus, oh my God, the amount of energy that you are going to be getting this year. And you might as well, what is that saying that they say? That they say when you're about to land or take off with a plane, put your trays in their upright position, put your seat belts on, because we're either taking off or we're landing. Yeah, that's pretty much what's going on with you. I do not know. You guys do not follow me. The ones of you who follow me and who have continued to follow me, you do not follow me because I am like all of those others out there. I am not Willy Wonka. I am not going to sugarcoat shit. I'm going to give it to you the way you need to hear it so that you can adjust properly and then allow yourself to grow and mature. Because I don't believe in sugarcoating, because even though sometimes some people need us to be nicer about it, sometimes you need somebody to give you it straightforward. And I have been saying for the last 3 years that when the North Node and the South Node enter Taurus and Scorpio, shit's going to hit the fan. And we're just now starting that. You're a Taurus and the North Node has now entered your sign. And on a personal level, I tell people all the time, this can be an incredibly powerful and wonderful time for you. However, that's if you're doing your homework. That's if you're being real. Because when the North Node enters your sign, it's about to shake some shit up. And it's about to rattle the crap out of you and change life from the way you know it to be. And this can be a very wonderful thing as long as you are doing your work. As long as you are truthfully being honest with yourself. Because otherwise, I'm not lying, it will destroy the world that you know. And I'm helping you to get on the right track by putting it to you that way. Give me 1 second. On a universal level, I have been saying that with the Uranus, which will still be here for like 5 more years or something, in Taurus, That's universally the second house. And that is speaking to us of our self-worth, our self-value, our self-esteem, our independence, our individuality, our uniqueness, our freedom, our authentic self in the house of manifestation, in the house of property and possessions. And when you are the one in control, you are the one in your power, you are the one in your independence, your individuality, your uniqueness, your freedom, you are the one in your authority of your own self, because you have come into full circle and starting to grow in this power, then that is a glorious thing. But when you have lacking in security, or when you are lacking security and you are in your insecurities, this is where you also become the possession. All right. Now we're applying that to your first house. Your first house is your very self, your self-awareness, your physical body, your personality, your appearance, your identification, how you view life. It is the core of who and what you are, for both good and bad. Because you also have your ego. We all do. And this is saying where you are illuminated, where you are seen, how you are shining. And we are talking about the North Node moving in here. The North Node is everything you need to learn in order to move forward in any form of a positive and healthy way. So we are talking about your actual personality, your character, and growing, resurrecting, blooming, coming liberated. Or where is it that you are doing anything other than that? Where is it that you are in your own fear zone? Where is it that you have low self-worth, self-value, self-esteem? Where is it that you have not allowed yourself to be nurtured properly? Where is it that you don't give yourself the proper justice, authority, value to give yourself that love? You are going to be acknowledging this all year long. Okay. Uranus has been in retrograde, and it's going to be in retrograde. Where is it? Uranus is going to be in retrograde until the 18th. So at this time, it's been kind of looking at some of those darker aspects about how you feel about yourself, because what it's trying to do is point out to you where you're doing it wrong. Okay. And then it will go direct. But even though when it goes direct, it's still going to be in shadow for a while. So therefore, it will be looking still at some of those darker aspects. These are key notes. It's not meant to give you the, oh, woe is me, or to feel sorry or be in your pity party. It's meant to show you where you're in your own way and where you're blocking your own thinking. And if you have been doing this right, then it has helped you to find the 360 to turn around and get in your power, to get into your own self-worth, self-value, self-esteem, to start bringing that liberated self forward. Why in the world did they just give me Liberace? They gave me Liberace because the elaborate costumes, the elaborate costumes and the diamonds and stuff. They're saying you are a diamond. Why can't you allow yourself to be seen as so? Why can't you allow yourself to be seen as the elaborate, beautiful, vibrant thing that is you? What are you afraid of? There's no reason for you to be afraid other than the things that people have told you or treated you that's made you mistaken your value. And they're telling you to stop that. That's what they're meaning with the whole Liberace thing. They're giving me they're giving me they're giving me they're giving me like an outfit full of sequins and just shining bright. I need you to shine bright. Yeah, they're making me feel like singing and chandeliers, and they want you to get into all of that. Bring that back to you. Call that energy back to you. Because like I said, when you have Uranus here, if you aren't in your power, I'm telling you, gorgeous souls, if you're not the one in your power, someone else will be. And we're talking about the identity of who and what you are. We're talking about your actual personal self, your character. So this is saying claim it. You're going to be acknowledging how to go about this all year. Now, you have Mercury, which is going to go retrograde on the 14th. So up until the 14th, Mercury is in retrograde. And then after the 14th, it's only pretty much communicating with you because we all get self-centered when Mercury is in retrograde. That's just how it works. It's communication, for crying out loud. And then after that, it's going to, first off, it's going to be in retrograde in Aquarius up until the 25th when it moves back into Capricorn. And when it's done with retrograde, it'll still be in shadow. So we're looking at like the next month, more or less, of energy in your communication zone. And for you, this is, I have little notes here to help me speed this up. For you, this is your 10th and 11th house, right? Maybe wrong. No, it's your 10th house and your 9th house. So right now, your communication is very much viewing things from the outer world. It's viewing things within your groups, your friends, your memberships, and what it is they expect of you. And is that fair? Because it's going to be going into, from this energy back into your soul energy, okay? This communication is. And it's showing you if those people that are in your life really, truly are in your life because they love you and they care about you, or if they're just abusing you and using you. And I'm not even lying. Because when you have the right people in your life, in the outer world, your groups, your memberships, they want to see you grow and flourish. They want to see you come into that Liberace star of diamonds and glow and be the best thing that you can be. But when they're more out for their own life and their own needs, and they don't really care about yours, then that's using you. I'm sorry, but it is. And those are the people you don't want there. Because it should be a give and take. You should want to see the people that are in your life grow, as well as they should want to see you grow. As well as, like I said, this is communication. Mercury is in this area showing you where the communication is not, because we're in shadow right now, not working well for you. Or for the relationship itself of that outer world. And where it is pushing on you to do what it needs, but are you pushing back to get what you need? And it's asking you, is there a give and take? Because if that give and take is not there, then it needs to be exiled. That was their words. I didn't even have a chance to stop that. If it's not give and take, then it needs to be exiled. And boy, they just gave me like some kind of stuff. They want you to see with your own two eyes because of the way that my eyes are messing with me right now. They want you to see with your own two eyes with what people, places, and things are in your life and if they are supporting your growth or not. Because when this Mercury retrograde goes back into the soul of the 9th house, which for you is Capricorn, it's going to be setting a new foundation. And are you setting the foundation you want? One that's going to help secure who and what you are for the growth that you're trying to become? Or is it going to be resetting and strengthening the foundation of everything that you've never really wanted, but you were told that it was part of the way life had to be? And are you going to fall and be duped by that bullshit again? Is more or less what I'm being told. You're going to be seeing the darker aspects here, and you are going to be in your head about it. But remember, if you're in your head about it in a negative way, this is not meant for you to take it necessarily negativity in a form of negativity. This is meant for you to see where it's harming you and what changes need to be made in order to make it right. Not to mention that 11th house with Mercury starting its retrograde also has Saturn here, which is automatically speaking to you about, are the proper rules, walls, and boundaries set and a good, strong foundation? Or do they need to be picked up and shifted so that you can create a good, strong foundation for you to grow upon? And then as it goes back into your ninth house, Taurus, you guys are all over the spiritual right now, even if you don't know it, because your ninth house is Capricorn. And let me tell you, Capricorn is freaking loaded bases at this moment. It has, at the moment, up until about the 21st, the sun is here, illuminating your spiritual truth. If you're being truthful with yourself, it is showing you all about yourself and what is capable and what is not, or what you're scared of about yourself because of that illumination, at least up until the 21st. All right. And then it's going to shift into the outer world and those relationship zones. But your spiritual ninth house is where the higher self is. It's Capricorn energy. And it's talking to you about your ethics, your morals, your trusting of your intuition, your spiritual self, your higher learning and knowledge from a psychic and spiritual level, being open-minded. But Capricorns want a return on their investment. So I want to see the proof that that's really real. But the only proof you're going to get here is by trusting yourself, because we're talking about the higher self. You have Juno here, which is sacrifice and commitment to trusting in that higher self, believing in it, trusting in the authority that comes from the spark of the oneness. You also have Vista here, which is the soul fire, trying to illuminate in you and take you in the right direction. You have Venus here, which is in retrograde in your higher self, which is going to be tapping into the parts of you that you're afraid of and the parts of you that you still fear or are insecure about. Because in order for you to get secure, you have to face the insecurities within you. Venus is not love. I don't care how many freaking astrologers tell you this. That's bullshit. Venus is all about your sensitivity and what it does to your emotions as well as your physical body. And it tells you when it's all ooey gooey, soft and chewy, it makes you feel good. But it also tells you when it's full of bullshit, resentment, lies, and denial, and how it hurt you and betrayed you. Venus will steer you in the right direction if you only have the courage to listen to what is already being said to you. But you have to learn how to understand that gut feeling. The gut feeling has two major senses. And one is the sense of, oh no, oh no, this is bad, and knowing how to listen to that, versus, ooh, the only reason I'm thinking this is bad is because I'm scared I might really have the power to do that. This is scary, doing something new, and that I might actually be able to step into the great wide open and be something new. You have to know if you're scared or if it's telling you run like hell. And you have to understand what that gut feeling is telling you right now. Venus is in retrograde up until the 29th when she goes direct. But even when she goes direct, she's still going to be in here for another month or so, I believe, at least a month. And she'll be shadow and then she'll be direct. So she's really teaching you the value of listening to you, to tapping into that higher self, and how glorious that can change your life if you can just get over being afraid of it. Then Mars is going to be moving in, giving you the authority, the warrior power to actually bring it into power. And like you said, you have Juno here, the sacrifice and commitment it takes to be you. Vista, the fire it takes to be you. And you have Pluto here still for another few years in that higher self. Though I walk through the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. There's nothing to fear about being who you are. It's just Can you get past the psyched out part of realizing how wonderful the Liberace in you is really what they're trying to get at. Is there anything else here? Let me look that I need to be. Yeah, we're looking at your oh wait. Yeah, your 11th house also is got Pluto in it now, which is that outer world. Not Pluto. It's in Pisces, and we're talking about Jupiter. Jupiter is the abundance and the manifestation that rules the ninth house of Sagittarius on a universal scale. So we're talking about the higher self coming into the 11th house and showing the great wide open of the outer world just how glorious you are. And you can be a team member, but you are also an individual. And do not get that mistaken. That's a very key point right here, because anything you feed Jupiter, it will feed you. And if you are giving the wrong groups and memberships access to your life, then it will feed their access to your life. As well as if you are keeping that inner power and authority of where you really want your life to go, it will feed where you want your life to go. You have so much wonderful things coming for you this year, but only if you're doing your work. You have to do your part. I love you guys. Let me see. Is that really the other deck? Is that really the other deck? Because you kind of threw me off. I'm checking the cards real fast, but I want to make sure that that's the deck that they were saying. By the way, it was illuminated. 2 decks. Sorry, I have all of my decks on the floor because I never know what in the world Spirit's going to give me. So I just have them on the floor to tell me, yeah, you need me, or no, no, you don't. So what does Taurus need to hear? What does Taurus need to hear to help them move forward in the most positive way for the month of January? Taurus, Taurus, Taurus. Taurus, Taurus, Taurus. Well, they just said Jupiter energy. So they're saying trust in your higher self, trust in the abundance of you, trust in the Liberace in you, and grow upon that. I'm sorry. When I have cards turned the wrong way, they won't answer me. And I just noticed that the deck was a little messed up. What does Taurus need to hear? What does Taurus need to hear? Thank you. And what is this last deck got to say? What does Taurus need to hear? What does Taurus need to hear for January? Thank you. First off, they give you let magic begin. And it's also vervain. So again, that Jupiter believing in you, taking it where you want to get, where you want to take it. But they give me also, and I can't even remember. I have so many decks I can't even remember the name of them anymore. This is Gilded Regrets. This is a warning. You see what's coming out of her head? This is saying not to let your own negative energies get in your head, not to let that stuff pull you down, not to be sitting in your pity party. And then you're getting the Leaper King, the sword of law itself, which speaks to you of bravery, self-discipline, and faith. I love you guys. I will see you in February. And you can always catch me each week when I do the weekly healing messages. Bye, guys.